It's another edition of BizTech on Ghana Web TV. And as usual, we are more than poised to keep you updated with the business news that made headlines during the week. And an exclusive interview with a professional shoemaker you wouldn't want to miss. My name is Na Oyokwote. This week on BizTech, my colleague Desmond Frimpong makes time with the brains behind Chased Shoes, Daniel Odonko, who makes premium handmade leather products. Mr. Donko is passionate about the history of Ghanaian craftsmanship, hence his inspiration for quality shoes. Join the conversation with my colleague and the CEO of Chased Shoes.
He trained as a constructor, hoping to redesign Ghana's architectural landscape as well as its beautiful skylines. However, he turned his back on that. He doesn't make any construction of buildings, but making of shoes. He's been able to build a brand that's pampering the feet of all social classes, especially the rich and famous. Today we meet Daniel Odonko, the CEO of Chased Shoes. Come with me. So I have Daniel right here with me, and I would just like to dovetail into the interview. In fact, I've read so much on him, and I can't wait for him to tell us more. Daniel, I'm glad to have you on Ghana Web TV.
Thank you for having me.
You know, even before I start this interview, there's something that struck me when I got in touch with you. And the fact that within the shortest possible time, we're able to book appointments and things were just running smooth. And today here we are speaking. I'm sure if this is how you relate with your clientele, and it's a really good boost for you. But let's start. How did you even find the niche, or how did you even get to think that, well, you know, shoes could be a great opportunity for me to explore as an entrepreneur?
So I saw the opportunity, and I just ventured into it. I would say the role of an entrepreneur is to spot an opportunity and make it lucrative. So as young as I was, whilst I was studying in the university, I saw the opportunity, sold my laptop, and I put everything into it. Yeah.
So I read on the internet that you did construction.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so right now, this guy is no more constructing a building for us. And now he's constructing things that we could put our feet in. And that's pretty much amazing. But that's quite a huge shift. Tell us about that.
Indeed, it is a huge shift. But I think that they all play around the same, I would say, sector in terms of design. Construction, entails design, and so does shoes. So if once you're a creative, wherever you find yourself, you'll be able to, fully exploit your gift or your talent. So I was good with design. Initially, I wanted to become an architect, but because my grades couldn't get me into the architecture class, I was offered construction. So whilst I was in the construction class, I realized that I wasn't really passionate about it. It was my soul searching stage, I would say. So I was, sort of trying to find out for myself what I could do, with my gifts or my intellect. I realized that I was passionate about business. So the first business that I started was a t-shirt making business. So I started making t-shirts. Then I saw the opportunity in the shoes, and I fully went into shoes.
That's an interesting story. But most of the time people would say, well, I was just there and it just fell into my brain. Some people were just telling me I should just go into shoes. Other people say, you know what, I actually sat down and realized that shoes made in Ghana wasn't top notch, and I realized I could do something more. So that rather was more like an inspiration for me to begin.
Yeah.
What's the inspiration for you?
My inspiration will be the ability to create something that is authentic. So when I saw the opportunity to create shoes, I had just realized that whilst I was studying, I was a student. Every semester, I had to buy a new plimsoll. I don't know if you know about plimsolls. So they weren't that good. Every semester, I have to buy a new one. Then I thought about creating something for myself, because originally I was already selling T-shirts. So I just believed that I'll be able to create one. I went online, watched videos of how to make shoes, and I realized that it could be made. It's just about being precise and doing it well. So at that time, the only asset that I had was a laptop. Then I sold it, and here we are today.
You sold your laptop to get it started. Sometimes too, I speak to a couple of entrepreneurs and they say, you know what, we made it, but at our first attempt or at our first try, we realized no, what we've made wasn't good enough, and then it makes them feel like giving up. Yeah. What was your own reaction when you made your first shoe? Did you like it?
I loved it. I loved it. But this was about 7 years ago. My first shoe, I was so much impressed with it. But today I wouldn't sell it because it's not. It doesn't meet the standard that we are currently producing. So with my first shoe, I loved it. Just being able to envision something in your mind and bringing it to life was the joy that I had. Yeah.
Let's talk about another thing that a lot of people pretty much are interested. Pricing. How affordable are your shoes?
It's affordable. Between 200 cedis to 500 cedis. We've got some that we sell for 700 cedis. That is bespoke and customized. So if you do a conversion with $1, it's minimum $50 to $100. That's easy.
It's not easy on the pockets of ordinary Ghanaians. That's why they say
it is easy. We want to provide luxury at an affordable price for people.
Most of the time when people are starting businesses, they talk about funding capital, and has always been hell for a lot of people. It makes them even want to give up. Yeah. But how was it for you?
It's the same. It's the same. I haven't had the opportunity to get huge funding by anyone. It's just friends and family, and re-plugging back everything that we make back into the business. Mm-hmm. So that is how it's been from the beginning till now. Now we are opening up the business for investments.
Let's say as an investor, I'll be really interested to knowing your production capacity, because before someone put the money in a business, they will want to know how many shoes are you able to produce in a day, a week, and your production targets and things like that. Can you walk us through your production capacity?
I wouldn't want to give you exactly so that someone, I've already mentioned my price range. Someone will be calculating our money. So I can't give you specifics. Yes. But a few hundreds within a month.
Sometimes people are doing great. They're producing a chunk of goods, but really, who is buying? So as a producer, I would also, as an investor, these are areas of interest. Yeah. How's the market response to your produce, your products?
Initially, we couldn't serve a lot of high-end people. because of the misconception they had about made in Ghana products. But now we have people even coming to us to order for products for their weddings, for red carpet events, for work, for special occasions, even as gifts, because now people believe that if I'm able to purchase a shoe from Chase, it is worthy to be a gift for someone. So now the reception is good, and it's growing. Since we started producing majorly for men, now we produce at least flat shoes for women, and the reception it keeps growing. Ghana is a big place, so we are still growing, daily, weekly.
So Ghana definitely is a big place, and sometimes when you're also producing items, you may be thinking of hitting the global markets as well. Do you export some of these products?
Yeah, we do have clients in other parts of the world, and we do export them. We've got a website where people buy from, so when you buy from our website, we ship it to you, and we use like the Ghana Post, we use DHL, to ship to people. We've shipped, the furthest we've done is Australia. We've done the Europe, we've done the US, Canada, UK, other parts of Africa, and also in terms of trying to reach the global markets, we target on dominating locally before we go all out globally.
I'm always excited to see Ghanaians doing great things like yourself, because it's not just money to your pocket, but it's also a job opportunity for other people as well. I came here, I've seen around there people working in and out and things like that, and that's a source of living for other people. How many hands are you working with?
So currently we are working with eight hands. We've got 8 people, myself inclusive, that we're working with. We have other people that we outsource stuff to, but currently people that we're working with, we've got 8 people. It started with 2, but now we are 8. So even me personally as an entrepreneur, being able to employ people gives me joy, because you know that at least there are lives that are dependent on you, and if you've been running a business over a period of time and you've been able to at least sustain the business and grow the numbers that you work with, it's credit to you as a business owner.
Too much talk, they say, it's pretty boring. We're going to go straight to where production starts for you to see or appreciate Chase shoes. We're going to go there right after this break. Don't go away.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
Welcome back from that short break. So we are right here at the production center, and Daniel's going to take us through how the shoes are made from scratch to finish.
Okay. So in terms of our operations,
There's a man in charge?
Yeah, there's a man in charge. So our operations manager, him being Prince. Prince will take you through what entails our production.
So this is Prince, the biggest man in the production center. He's going to walk us through how shoes are made. Welcome to Ghana Web TV, Prince.
Thank you so much.
Before we get started, where do you even get your raw materials from?
We outsource. We have our supply chain management from selected parts in the country and also from Europe. So about 50% of our materials are outsourced. The rest are actually used here with natural materials or natural things that make up the shoemaking process. And so we have materials such as velvets, leather, suede. We have croc.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the first thing to do?
So just as the velvet is, we usually pick a velvet, and then depending on the kind of shoe, say a loafer type, you want to make a loafer type, we have patterns which are available to make up a loafer type of shoe. So a velvet material is picked, and then we make sure that you trace out the pattern on the material.
Are you able to do it now?
Yeah. So there should be one there. So just
this is velvet.
This is velvet. So this is the original makeup shape of the shoe, and so the pattern has been cut out on the material, and then some other materials added to it, and then glued, and then when again this is done, we take it to the stitching end.
Okay.
So that's the point where it is stitched according to the design of the shoe. So stitching takes quite a while because it has to be done with precision, and it has to be what we do is handmade.
Okay.
So it takes a lot of energy and effort and precision to make sure that your stitching is right. And then it adds up to the entire finishing process. So afterwards it's done, it is also added with some extra materials to make sure that when the human foot slips through, it is very good and feels very comfortable, which is an extra lining afterwards, and then it comes back to the entire work table.
So
and then
it comes back onto a thing like this.
This comes to the finishing aspect, so it's like a 50% of the entire production schedule. So this velvet now comes back, and then the excess is cut off, and then the entire material is gotten, or the entire shoe top, let's say in the production we say the tops, the entire shoe top is gotten. So then afterwards we go to the extra 50% of the entire production process, which is using the machine to fasten and to finish the heel, to finish the sole, to make sure that this lining on the sole is put on, which is called a welt. So this part is where all of it goes. Exactly.
What's it called?
It's called a grinding machine. Grinding machine because it grinds materials, it grinds wood, it grinds soles, it grinds anything that consists in the shoemaking process, and so that's how it does that. And it's very unique enough, and so the depth. Oh yeah, sure. So it's very unique enough to make sure that this is the grinder.
Okay.
So it has a brush, it has a grind, and then it has two grinds. Yeah, so this is used mainly for the finishing process. So
For all shoes.
For all shoes. So it comes with this in conjunction with it. This is a polish. It's called a wax polish. So when it is started on, we put the wax polish on to prepare it for the finishing process. So you can look at this. It has a very good finish. So exactly smooth and shiny. So if you want to enhance it, you put it on again, and then you brush it. Exactly. And then on this part is where we grind. Next part is where we grind. So with this, it has been shaved off to make sure that it picks the sole size. However, it is not done. It is not perfect enough. So we'll have to grind it more to make sure that it picks it up exactly. And then it is polished before it comes back. So this is where the extra 50% of the entire shoemaking process takes place. So that's how.
And the whole, how many minutes does it take, or how many days, how many years does it take to just make one shoe?
Making a shoe can take an hour or two.
1 hour.
Yes. However, in the space of it being handmade, time is given to it to make sure that everything comes out beautifully. And these are equipment which fasten the process. And so a 50% of it could take about an hour, another 50% could take an extra hour. So roughly say 3 hours. We can get a shoe done completely.
Okay, after getting the smoother here, going through that process to also make it finer or firmer, where do we go next?
So it comes back to the work table, and then we start So it comes back to the work table, and then what was worked on from the stitching process is now placed on the shoe artifact. So the artifact is like the entire foot. We are imagining the foot of the consumer, they imagine the foot of the client. So it is put on, and then we start getting it together by the use of the glue. And then just as you can see here, we have started. It's in a continuation process to make sure that it is glued together to the shoe artifact, and then the hue is added onto it. So the latter part of it is the finishing process to make sure that all the details, all the marks, which is possibly to even show, is cleaned. It is put in a very good condition to make sure that before it gets out to the consumer, it meets up the standards, and it's so fine.
Prince, you're the biggest man here in the production room. What's the vision of production? Let's say a year, 2, 3 years. You know, as a business, I'm sure there are certain things that you forecast. What is it?
Firstly, we would like to be very, very, very productive. And so in our quest to be very productive and very responsive and increase real-time outputs, we have made sure that we are meeting the demand that is coming in head-on, and as a means to know or metric your growth as a business. And so also to make sure that the hands to make the shoes are a lot enough to meet the demand that's coming in, because our vision is to become the most preferred shoe brand from Africa. And so in that case, we have to make sure that we become a household name. Wherever the name Chase goes, it is attached to the shoemaking brand that everyone would like to wear. And so in that case, we want to make sure that from Ghana, we liaise with other brands, or we liaise with other entities in different aspects of Africa to make sure that the business or the shoes reach everyone. Because if someone is in Tanzania should want to wear a shoe, it should be Chased rather than wearing a Gucci. And so that is the aim within a space of a few years. And day in and day out, we are on the quest to be the biggest brand from Africa in terms of shoemaking. And so it is very possible to achieve that.
Prince, thank you so much for walking us through the processes involved in coming out with an amazing shoe like what I'm holding. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Indeed, the lifestyle world can be somewhat lucrative, and it's evident in the work of Chase Shoes. My name is Desmond Frimpong, and I did this for the Business Desk.
Great interview there with the CEO of Chase Shoes. However, don't forget to patronize Made in Ghana products. Anyways, our friend Jefferson Seniaja is on standby to assist us with some helpful internet tools.
Hello there. My name is Jefferson Seniaja from After Music. This week on Tech Bits, I want us to continue with our remote working apps. Last week we spoke about TeamViewer, a simple, ready-to-use app that you can set up on your laptop, get another laptop and connect to it. It's very easy to help friends and families. It's also very useful for work. This week, I want to talk about a competitive app, same as TeamViewer, called Log Me In. Log Me In has actually been there much older than TeamViewer. And Log Me In is also very competitive to TeamViewer, and it does the same work. I want to show you how it works. So let's start. So, back on our drawing board, What we have is log me in. It's spelled exactly the way it's pronounced. That's log me in. And logmein.com is where you need to go. And this software company has been around for a couple of years now, and even much older than TeamViewer. And Log Me In is great for a lot of things, from team collaborations, to remote access support, and as it says here, identity management. Their products have helped a lot of businesses around the world, and it's a great recommendation that we should all have a look at. There are things they have this GoToMeeting, which is actually their first big app that has been around. Now, this GoToMeeting feature, it works the same way as you have your present day Zoom. They have been in the game much even longer than Zoom, before Zoom even took over. But Log Me In is a great feature, and you can even download the software just like TeamViewer has. So they have GoToWebinar, GoToTraining, GoToRoom, Grasshopper, GoToConnect. So it's a great tool that I would really advise everyone to do. And they even have LastPass. LastPass is a software for password management. They've been around for a couple of years now. It's something that I will talk about in a different series of password management tools. So take note of that. Log Me In is a great advantage that you should all try out. For those of you that didn't actually enjoy TeamViewer, Log Me In will be the answer. Thanks. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the match of the remote working tools. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.
Now, away from tech bits, we move straight to the business news that made headlines during the week. And our first story is on online betting, where the government has said it intends plugging the holes in online betting to stop an annual estimated leakage of 300 million Ghana cedis. Caretaker Finance Minister Oseiche Mensah Bonsu told Parliament on Friday when he presented this year's budget that gaming has become a major income earner all across the globe and a significant source of government revenue. However, he noted that the influx of online betting and automation of the once totally manual process has changed the character of revenue sources from that industry. According to him, it is estimated that Ghana loses over 300 million Ghana cedis annually in revenue due to leakages in the sector. Now, the Registrar General's Department has issued a third and final warning to strike out names of dormant company from its register. The notice comes after the department issued various notices published on December 1st, 2020. A statement issued in Accra and signed by Mrs. Jemima Owari, the Registrar General, said, "Kindly note that if at the expiration of 3 months from the date of this notice, the company has still not filed its annual returns, the name of the company shall, unless a cause is shown, be struck off the register and the company shall stand dissolved." It said the department by this notice urged the companies to visit www.rgd.gov.gh and scroll down to view the list of companies the registrar intended to strike off the register. Our next story is on the tax levy for fuel. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, has urged Parliament to kick against the government's plans to introduce sanitation and pollution levy, which will charge 10 pesos per litre of petrol or diesel. Mr. Duncan Ahmad, the Executive Secretary of COPEC, said Ghanaians were already paying too much for petroleum products and should not be overburdened with new fuel taxes. In an interview on Monday, Mr. Ahmad said Ghana was losing 1.9 billion Ghana cedis annually through fuel smuggling because of loopholes in the petroleum value chain, and urged the government to plug those loopholes rather than introduce new fuel taxes. He said fuel prices has increased by 17% over the past 2 months from 4.7 Ghana cedis per litre to 5.45 pesos. Technical advisor at the Finance Ministry, Dr. Samuel Ashon, has told workers in the public sector not to expect a significant increment in their wages for a number of years. According to him, The ministry currently does not have the requisite funds to meet the demands of the workers. Making a submission during a discussion on the 2021 budget organized by the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Dr. Ashong worried that the situation is likely to persist for a number of years. According to him, if you look at the 2021 budget, COVID-19 is not expected to abate until the end of 2023, and we are all looking to be tightening our belts for a while, and people should not be expecting huge wage increases in the course of the year of the next few years. This is because we do not have money to pay for it. Petroleum engineer Dr. Yusuf Suleimana has stated that having a petroleum hub as a nation is a step in the right direction and will boost the country's oil revenue. In an interview with Ghana Web, Dr. Suleimana said even though it will cost the country about $60 billion to put up a hub, it will in the long run create job opportunities for the teeming youth in the country. The petroleum hub, we are told, will come with some refineries, petrochemical components and other facilities for oil storage capabilities, and that is huge. I think a petroleum hub is an excellent idea, and I think it will create lots of job opportunities for everyone in all aspects and categories of our academic disciplines. These were the words of Dr. Yusuf Suleimana. Export of raw cocoa. A former Minister of State, Mr. Kojoyanka, has lauded President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for the decision to halt export of raw cocoa to Switzerland. A year ago, Mr. Akufo-Addo became the first African leader to be invited in about 60 years on a state visit to Switzerland. The president announced while there that Ghana was going to end the process of selling raw materials to trade partners for onward value addition. Reports in some foreign media have indicated that although Akufo-Addo's visit was about 12 months ago, the details of his announcement have been rekindled by conversations sparked by recent impediments placed by rich countries on a World Trade Organization proposal. And our final business story for the week is on the revamping of the Terma oil refinery. And according to Energy Minister Matthew Opoku Prempeh, government has renewed its intention to revamp operations at the country's main oil refinery, Terma Oil Refinery. According to him, government will ensure a strategic partnership in place for an effective revamp of the national assets operations. TOR is a strategic national asset. We will keep it so and ensure that TOR grows from strength to strength. Anyone working here, management or ordinary, who thinks his activities will not lead to the promotion of TOR should find himself a better place to work, Opoku Prempeh told workers at the facility. That's it for BizTech on Ghana Web TV. Visit www.ghanaweb.com for more of our stories. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ghana Web TV. Also, get interactive with us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are at the Ghana Web. Hope you enjoyed the program. My name is Na Oyokwode. Have a great weekend.